Welcome to BookTube-A-Thon Day 8. No, you're right, there is no Day 8 because BookTube-A-Thon ended yesterday. But that's okay, we shall get over it because Ario and Raylene have decided to make it an annual event, so there will be more BookTube-A-Thon next year. Woohoo! I would like to apologize for the radio silence for the last couple of dates. But basically, after my last update on Thursday night, I decided to take a road trip to Minneapolis, which is like 8 hours away from where I live. So basically, on Friday after work, I hopped in my car and drove and drove and drove, and I stopped halfway through that night, and then I read like half a chapter. You know what, I should probably start from the beginning since this is a summary for my BookTube-A-Thon experience. I'm gonna start from the beginning. So Monday I had a great start. I was absolutely so happy with my start. I read over 500 pages the first day. I achieved the goals that I had set up for the day. I even got a little ahead, and it was just great. And then on Tuesday, I didn't go as far ahead as on Monday, but I still achieved my goals and I was doing pretty good. On Wednesday, again, I achieved my goals, got a little over that, and I was doing great. And then Thursday came. And Thursday was a bad reading day. I read probably about 10 pages, not even for the whole entire day because it was a super busy day at work, and then I had a whole bunch of stuff to do, and then there was the BookTube-A-Thon live show which I watched, and it was like 2 hours long, and it just a lot happened on Thursday and I was not able to read. And that is also when my last update was. And then on Friday I was at work the whole day, and then at 4 o'clock after I finished work, like I said, I hopped in my car and I drove until 10 o'clock that night when I stopped at a hotel and I read for a little bit, but it was like little bit as in less than a chapter, a little bit. And at that point I was still reading the Battle of the Labyrinth. And then on Saturday I drove the whole morning, and then I had an hour where I read a couple more chapters of this book, and then I spent the afternoon in Stillwater, Minneapolis. And then at 4 o'clock, which I don't even know how that happened again at 4, but at 4 o'clock I started making my way back home, and I was able to get home by like a little after 11. And while I was driving, I had this idea that I can stay up all night and then read the whole day of Sunday and kind of catch up on my reading. That didn't happen. By the time I got home, I was so exhausted from driving so much that I just kind of crashed. And then on Sunday however was a good reading day. I finally finished the Battle of the Labyrinth, which I started reading Wednesday night. And then I moved on to the Last Olympian. So I finished the Percy Jackson series, and it is absolutely amazing series. I loved it so much. So basically on Sunday I read until like 11:30, so almost until the very end of the BookTube-A-Thon, which was very, very awesome. I was not able to catch up on all my missed books, but that's okay because I had a lot of fun. So my grand total pages read is 1,852, which consists of the audiobook The Abduction by Gordon Korman, which is pretty much the only thing that went according to plan this whole entire week. It is 144 pages according to Goodreads and 2 hours and 40 minutes long. So I listened to it over 3 days, just a little bit at a time. This was also my first completed challenge, which was listen to an audiobook. The other challenge that I finished was finish a series, which in my case was actually read the whole entire series, which kind of makes me feel a little better about not being able to complete any of the other challenges. So I read a whole series. That's gotta count for something, right? And it was a great series too. I absolutely loved it. Now the books that I didn't read were Destined for an Early Grave by Janine Frost, which was supposed to be my reread, and also my 500 pages classic and Been on My TBR Shelf Forever, otherwise known as Mansfield Park by Jane Austen. I did not read these two books, so... And then because I went behind for 3 days and didn't read all that much for 3 days, I was behind on my 300 pages a day challenge, and I was not able to catch up on that, so I didn't get that one done either. But I did have a lot of fun, and that's what it all comes back to. This was supposed to be a lot of fun, and it was supposed to kind of bring the BookTube community together, and it did. It did that, and I just want to say thank you, Ariel and Raylene, for creating this awesome event for all of us booktubers, and it was so much fun, and I got to talk to so many people about what's going on all the time, and it was just really great, and I'm so happy you've decided to do this an annual thing, and I can't wait to see what you bring us next year with challenges and reading sprints, and there's just so much fun. And speaking of, a couple of BookTube-A-Thoners and I, because that's a word now, BookTube-A-Thoner, we decided to follow up BookTube-A-Thon week with kind of a more relaxed readathon, kind of read 200 pages a day for this week to get us down off of the reading hangover that we've all gotten by this point. So we've decided to use a hashtag BookTube-A-Thon hangover to kind of talk about what we're reading right now and how we're doing. It's not as big an event as the BookTube-A-Thon was. It's more of a hangover remedy. BookTube-A-Thon hangover remedy, really. So yeah, if you wanna take part and go ahead, just use hashtag BookTube-A-Thon hangover. So that's pretty much my summary. I still have a lot of books that I've set up to read by the end of July, which is like a week and a half, 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks left. It's like 9 days? A week. Let's go with a week. There's a week left of July, and I have a lot of books to read, and I did start with Destined for an Early Grave. Sadly, it wouldn't count for my BookTube-A-Thon reads anymore, but I have just gone back to reading the Night Hunter series. So yeah, I guess this month I'm reading an adult series with Percy Jackson in between. How that happened, I don't know, but it's all about fun. And I'm so exhausted right now that I don't even know if I'm going to read anymore today, and it's only like, it is 7:30, a little after 7:30, and I will probably go to bed in a little bit because that's how exhausted I am. So yeah. Oh, and before I forget, Ariel and Raylene have created a survey that you can take, and it's about BookTube-A-Thon and your BookTube-A-Thon experience, and that will help them make next year's experience even better, if that's even possible, because this year was absolutely amazing. But hey, progress, you know, gotta move forward. So they would really appreciate your input. If you have taken a part of the BookTube-A-Thon, just go ahead and do the survey. It doesn't take long, it's only like 10 questions, and I will leave a link for it down below. And in the meantime, if you would like to know what I'm currently reading or thinking about books or whatever, just follow me on Goodreads, because I tend to update that a lot as I read. So that is my BookTube-A-Thon summary. It has been so much fun, and I'm just so happy to have been a part of it, because this is the first year. This is when BookTube-A-Thon takes off, and it's all of us that participated this year. I'm just so happy to have been a part of it, and I can't wait for next year. So I guess I will see you guys later. Bye!